Amber Rudd has just resigned from her position as Home Secretary, and it's largely to do with that whole Windrush scandal. But it's also connected to the expose of her deportation targets. And now the new Home Secretary has been announced, it's Sajid Javid. But who is he and what exactly does he stand for? In my column today, I'm writing about the circumstances that brought about Rudd's resignation. But for now, I just want to talk about Sajid Javid. He's an interesting one. He's a politician that's got me quite conflicted, actually. Sajid Javid is from a Pakistani Muslim family in Lancashire, but he's previously said that he practices no religion. It was during a hustings debate in 2010. He was asked if he had a personal faith, and he responded with, "My own family's heritage is Muslim. Myself and my 4 brothers were brought up to believe in God, but I do not practice any religion. My wife is a practicing Christian, and the only religion practiced in my house is Christianity." Now, I've seen some reports that say he's the UK's first Muslim Home Secretary. I don't think that's an entirely fair assessment. And in that same hustings, he said that Christianity is the religion of our country. Great. But then again, he lied about receiving anti-Muslim abuse. He's part of the perpetually offended brigade, and he's one of the people that actually thought Punish a Muslim Day was real, or at least he wanted the electorate to think that it was. He claimed that he received a Punish a Muslim Day letter, but it was exposed that he just cropped the image from one that was allegedly sent to another family and published that instead. Who knows if he received anything, and who knows who these things even came from? I mean, Punish a Muslim Day. Who even thinks of something like that? And isn't it funny that when the day actually came around, nobody was punished? But Javid, of course, condemned Donald Trump as well for when he did the Britain First tweets, for endorsing what he called a vile, hate-filled organisation that hates me. He didn't say anything about the legitimacy of the content of the tweets. And then he claims that the housing crisis isn't caused by immigration. What? And then he admits that Labour deliberately opened the doors to more than 4 million immigrants in 13 years and accepts that at least it does have some effect on wages. So flip-flop, flip-flop. And then he complains about old people blocking new developments in their hometowns, which they don't want destroyed with concrete blocks because of more immigrants. And who can blame them? And then on the grooming gang issue, he supported Sarah Champion and called for an honest debate on child sexual exploitation. Is he confused or what? Or is he trying to appear balanced and not alienate Muslims who he thinks might reform? I'm not sure, but him sitting on the fence like this isn't doing him any favours. It's doing us no favours either. I can't work him out. Some say that he's a careerist who knows that championing some populist ideas will probably win him some points with the public. Others would say that he's a Muslim practicing taqiyya. I don't think he is. I really don't think there's much of a conspiracy here, if I'm honest. In my opinion, Sajid might be just another useful idiot. He says the right things sometimes, but deep down, he's really not against the fundamental changes happening to Britain, is he? He might call for an honest discussion about child sexual exploitation, but do you think for a moment that he's willing to accept that his own community has a major problem with this issue, and that many from within his community will need to be deported as a result? Even if he is, and he's not, he'd know the fallout if he were to embrace that publicly. Now, I'm not convinced that Javid would ever follow through with policies that would be required to address the problems we talk about in an honest debate. And so while I don't think Javid is going to do any good for this country, I don't think he's actually going to do much worse than Rudd either. I'll say this, at least it isn't Diane Abbott. Yet. If you want to see more from me and the rest of the Rebel team, remember to download our app on the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store, and like and subscribe.